Mr. Bay was born and raised in a poor family in rural Kendo. His family worked in agriculture, relying mainly on rice and various vegetables grown on small plots of land. However, the land here didn't always yield abundant harvests. Sometimes, the weather was unpredictable, resulting in poor crops, which made life even more difficult. Since he was a child, Mr. Bay had to work hard, helping his parents with farming, harvesting rice, growing vegetables, and tending to fruit trees. Despite the heavy labor, he never felt discouraged. On the contrary, he always believed that one day he would find a way out of this poverty. However, despite his hard work, his family was only able to make ends meet. When he grew up, Mr. Bay didn't have many opportunities to receive formal education, and his life was still centered around simple farming jobs. Although he had a burning desire for a better life, he knew that nothing would change unless a major transformation occurred. The feeling of being stuck in poverty pushed him to seek opportunities to change his life. When Mr. Bay grew up and started his own family, he still lived in a small, simple house. Although his family had 3 children, life was still not easy. The cost of living increased as his children began attending school, while the family's main income from farming wasn't enough to cover basic needs. Every day, Mr. Bay had to find additional work, such as repairing things and transporting goods, but the money earned was just enough to get by. The poor life kept him constantly thinking about other ways to escape this situation. In the evenings, he often sat alone, reflecting on the success stories he heard through the media. He noticed that many successful people didn't come from wealthy backgrounds. Instead, they succeeded through creativity and relentless effort. This inspired him to pursue a new dream, entrepreneurship. However, he knew that to do so, he had to overcome many challenges, from capital to finding the right opportunities. Everything began to change during one of his trips to the market. As he walked past a stall selling traditional foods, he noticed a familiar but very special product: chili sauce. These types of chili sauces, made from fresh chilies combined with other spices, were an essential part of meals for the people in the Mekong Delta. He observed that the chili sauce stalls were always crowded with customers, and the bottles of sauce on display looked very attractive. It was then that Mr. Bay realized that this product not only had great potential for local consumption, but could also be expanded to a broader market. He began thinking about producing chili sauce, not just for sale locally but also as a brand that could reach a larger market. The idea of starting a chili sauce production facility came to him, but he also realized that starting a business was not easy. The first step was to learn about chili sauce recipes and how to create a product that was both tasty and hygienic. He started learning from experienced people in the field, experimenting with different recipes, using local chilies and special spices to create a unique product. With a small amount of capital and limited business experience, Mr. Bay began experimenting with chili sauce production at home. In the early days, he used simple tools like a mortar and a small pot to cook the sauce. He had to source ingredients from local farmers, from fresh chilies to spices like garlic, sugar, salt, and vinegar, to create a product that was both delicious and of good quality. Initially, he produced small quantities to test the market's response. He packaged and sold the product in small local stores and also personally delivered samples to restaurants and eateries. However, his first product was not immediately well received. Although his chili sauce was quite tasty, the simple packaging and lack of branding made it hard for customers to recognize the product. Mr. Bay didn't give up. Instead of quitting, he invested in improving the packaging and developing a brand. He named his product Tuong Bay, hoping it would bring something fresh and stand out in customers' minds. This was a crucial step in his entrepreneurial journey. Although he had faith in his product, Mr. Bay couldn't avoid the challenges that came in the early days of his business. While his chili sauce had a unique flavor that suited the tastes of the people in the Mekong Delta, it still wasn't enough to attract a large customer base. Moreover, building a brand from scratch was no small feat. He faced many problems, from creating a brand image to introducing his product to larger distributors. Mr. Bay began to struggle with maintaining production. The costs for raw materials, labor, and equipment were all higher than he had initially expected. Managing inventory, packaging products, and transporting goods all took up a lot of time and effort. The consumer market was still slow, as not everyone trusted a new product, especially when larger chili sauce brands already dominated the market. Furthermore, he had to compete with other local businesses that had been in the industry for a long time and already had a strong brand recognition. Mr. Bay realized that he needed to work harder to prove the quality of his product and earn the trust of customers. Despite the difficulties, he didn't give up and found ways to improve quality and expand his distribution network, gradually reaching more people. Recognizing that building a brand was key to competing in the market, Mr. Bay decided to invest more in creating a product image. He didn't just improve the chili sauce's quality, he also revamped the packaging to make it more eye-catching and recognizable. The logo of Tuong Bay was designed simply yet elegantly, reflecting the rustic, approachable nature of the product while still being distinctive. He also put his faith in using his own image, a humble farmer who made chili sauce from natural ingredients, as a symbol of authenticity and quality. In addition, Mr. Bay started to expand his relationships with distributors and larger stores in the region. He organized product tasting events to introduce the sauce to potential customers, providing free samples so they could experience the unique flavor of Tuong Bay. He also reached out to restaurants, especially those serving traditional Southern dishes, to include his product in their menus. In a short time, his product began to gain recognition not just locally, but also in major cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. His brand development strategy slowly began to show results, making Tuong Bay a brand that attracted customers. The growth of Tuong Bay didn't stop at a few small stores or a local market. After establishing a name, Mr. Bay began receiving interest from large distributors and supermarkets. From a small home-based production, he started to build a larger factory with modern, integrated production lines. This not only helped him increase production capacity but also improved product quality, ensuring that each bottle of chili sauce met high standards. Along with the company's growth, he also focused on investing in his staff, teaching them not only how to work effectively but also how to share his passion and perseverance. This strong growth also allowed him to create jobs for many people in the local area, from growing and harvesting chilies to processing, packaging, and distributing the products. Moreover, he began to pay more attention to marketing, launching advertising campaigns to attract more customers. These campaigns included social media ads, TV commercials, and promotions in supermarkets. Thanks to his strong marketing strategy, the Tuong Bay brand became known not only locally but also in several other provinces. As his product became more popular and the market expanded, Mr. Bay realized that it was time to invest more heavily to grow the business. He decided to build a larger chili sauce factory with modern production lines that would increase productivity and improve product quality. This required him to raise capital from various sources, including bank loans and finding investment partners. He also began expanding his distribution network, partnering with supermarket chains and large stores to bring the product beyond the Kanto region. In addition, he sought to export chili sauce to neighboring countries like Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand. To achieve this, he had to improve production processes to ensure that the product was not only tasty but also safe, meeting international food safety standards. The expansion process was not easy, as he had to deal with many challenges, from finding reliable partners to managing an extensive distribution network. However, thanks to his persistence and strategic vision, his company made significant progress, becoming one of the most popular chili sauce brands in the country. As the company grew, Mr. Bay began to face challenges he had never anticipated. One of the biggest problems was managing large-scale production and a growing workforce. Although he had a management team, the rapid expansion made it difficult to maintain product quality and consistency in production processes. In addition, as his product was distributed more widely, he had to face fierce competition from large spice brands. These brands already had loyal customer bases, forcing Mr. Bay to find ways to differentiate his product. Another major challenge was maintaining quality and controlling costs, especially as raw material prices increased. Additionally, he had to deal with financial issues as the company needed continuous investment in new technologies, improving production processes, and expanding the market. These difficulties forced him to think carefully before making important decisions, as one mistake could have serious consequences for the company. Having overcome the initial challenges, Mr. Bay decided to expand the business beyond the Mekong Delta. He began introducing Tuong Bay products to large supermarkets, convenience stores, and wholesale markets in major cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. To do this, he needed to improve production processes to meet larger supply demands while maintaining product quality. In addition, he began building a nationwide distribution system, collaborating with reliable partners, and working with major food distributors to increase product availability. He also launched large-scale marketing campaigns and promotions, using both traditional and digital media to increase brand awareness. This aggressive expansion strategy paid off, as Tuong Bay began to gain recognition and became one of the leading chili sauce brands in the country. The once small business from Kanto had now become a household name across Vietnam, achieving remarkable success thanks to Mr. Bay's perseverance and strategic vision. After many years of relentless effort, Mr. Bay has proven that with faith in product quality and perseverance in his work, success is entirely achievable. His company has become one of the leading brands in the spice manufacturing industry in Vietnam. What makes him most proud is not only the growth in revenue but also the sustainable values he has created. He has not only focused on profit but also emphasized creating job opportunities for the local people, contributing to the community's development. His company maintains a program to support local farmers, helping them sell their products and grow their economy. Mr. Bay also always stresses that his greatest success is not wealth, but the ability to help and create opportunities for those around him. This year, Mr. Bay is 63 years old, but his company continues to thrive. He is preparing to pass the company on to his children and talented successors within his team. Although the company has grown large and operates smoothly, he is still constantly searching for new opportunities, from developing new product lines to expanding into international markets. He is also involved in community activities, helping young entrepreneurs start their businesses and sharing valuable lessons from his experiences. The legacy Mr. Bay leaves behind is not just a successful company, but also an example of perseverance, innovation, and relentless passion. Thank you for listening patiently up to this point, and I would like to congratulate you on your listening, comprehension, and vocabulary skills improving every day. Along with that, your ability to concentrate has been and will gradually take shape. All the necessary abilities to succeed, whether in study or work, are thoroughly explored in each video I post. I wish you happy studying, and see you in the next videos.